specifically what Kendrick Lamar has done from 2024/2025. We are going to remember this as the greatest year for a hip hop artist.
That's my problem with people in music. We all be acting like our opinion and what we think of this person who we don't understand represents who they are in the real world, their cultural impact. So my point is, Playboi Carti is impacting the culture in ways that you can't measure by traditional standards. You can't measure by the way it was measured before.
One thing that I've noticed about music today is music there is way more unique than it was in the 90s. Nobody will
talk about it. I believe the future of hip hop, meaning the next generation of hip hop, went away when XXX Tentacion was killed, when Juice WRLD passed away, when Pop Smoke died. We done lost a lot of the dudes that I believe would have been the superstars of now.
Yo. We are the Levi's Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Yo. We are the Levi's Wise Guys. Your boy Che, my boy
QDZ, Fashizi, representing RGM Meezy.
Oh, shout out to the gang. This is another episode of the Illibaz Wise Guys podcast. I'm Uche. This is Q. This is episode 183. Shout out to y'all, man, for pulling up on us. If you're new here, stay a while. And if you've been here before, stay even longer. That is the motto of the damn show. If you don't know, ask somebody. Man, I'm excited, man, because they don't know this, but we record at a different time of the day, so I feel like it's a different energy we about to bring to the show, bro.
Energy. It's dark energy. Yeah, you got to take advantage of dark. When you
dark
got
energy,
dark energy around you got to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad it's not Sunday because I might have a problem with what you're saying.
You got to take advantage
I like
of dark
that.
energy.
That's true.
Golden State Warriors are taking advantage of it. Draymond Green, freaking dark ass. not his appearance, but I'm talking about.
Yo, I was like, whoa, I knew what you meant, but that sounded a little weird. But
did you see? You know why I'm saying that? You know why? Because did you see that whole thing he said about with Cat? Him and Cat going back and forth.
I did not see what he said about Cat. Not at all.
Don't worry about it.
It probably don't even matter.
Don't worry.
Yeah, man. Listen, dark energy. That might be the. You know what? That's the episode of the pod.
Ill-advised dark energy.
Dark energy. If you guys are new, again, you know what time it is. If you're not, though, we're who we are. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help us grow on YouTube, get us to 2K subscribers. We would really, really appreciate that. And shout out to everybody who checked out our last episode, man. Y'all are the real GOATs.
Yeah.
Not the people affiliated with the baby, but like the real GOATs, the real MVP. Shout out. You know the director team, right? The real GOATs. You never heard of them? All right. They know what I'm talking about, man. It don't even matter, bro.
2 bombs in a row. It's all good.
You just don't know. That's the problem.
I don't know. I don't care.
Fair enough, man. How you feeling though, man?
I feel good.
You good?
I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel good.
Not saying I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I feel good. You know what I'm talking about? In the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like we in the streets out here.
Yo, you sound like Yellow Beezy right now.
We in the streets out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, we doing our thing. Like,
you know what I'm saying? On phone them?
Moving.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? On phone them?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problems. You know what I'm saying?
Like Kendrick said, merchant. You sound like you from Chicago talking. What the hell is wrong with this guy? You from Chirac now? Yeah, nah, but that's good though, man. I'm feeling good too, man. I'm ready to pod.
What was your
I'm ready to freaking pod.
What was your favorite Kendrick Lamar? Now that the Playboi Carti album has settled, what was your favorite Kendrick Lamar feature on that album?
Ooh.
Was it that one?
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that was the
yeah?
That's 100% my favorite
that
song.
One. I love the Backdoor.
I'll put it like this. I listen to Backdoor the most.
Yeah,
but I enjoy Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo's so good.
I enjoy Mojo Jojo. It's just fun.
I agree.
But Backdoor to me is the best song, so therefore I do actually end up playing it more. What about you?
More? I've been playing a lot. Good credit. Good credit is good credit. Good credit. Playboi Carti is outrageous in good credit.
Definitely.
Definitely. Whatever he says.
I don't know what he says.
But yeah. That album.
By the way,
album is good.
Hey, listen.
I like that album a lot.
Hey, listen. No, it is a really good album, and we did a whole review for it. As a matter of fact, that's a good plug.
Check it out.
If you guys haven't checked out our review of Playboi Carti's new album, check out our YouTube channel. It's actually the video right before that. Actually, no, it's not. That's cap. You'll see it on the damn channel. It don't even matter, man. Go check out our review, man. That was a really dope, album, and I'm glad we actually had a full blown segment to like talk about it.
Shout out,
I'm really glad.
Elsie made a great point. Elsie said, I didn't expect to enjoy a Playboi Carti album that much. And that's exactly how I felt. I always say, I would not call myself a Playboi Carti fan. I would not call myself somebody who just automatically enjoys anything Playboi Carti comes out with.
Facts.
But I really enjoyed this album. It was versatile. It was commercial. It was easily consumable. Very good album by Playboi Carti.
That's a fact. And actually, it reminds me of what I was saying in our review, which was, bro, his personality, the styles he brings to the table, it makes it so that you're fully entertained the entire time. You do not
30 songs.
There is never a moment where you're like, bro, he sounds the same.
Well,
you can't say that.
We're gonna talk about Playboi Carti today, aren't we?
We are, man. Matter of fact, that's a great segue, man. But before we get to the topics, bro, give me the church announcements. Let's go.
Check out ratingsgamemusic.com, aka RGM in other countries. We got the best music reviews on the site, movie reviews also. Playboi Carti came out. I think that just pretty much had everybody on hiatus. There's not much that came out after, but there was a song with Jack Harlow and Doja Cat that came out recently.
Somebody tell Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge in that.
The music video is very interesting. They had a song together. Pretty good stuff. Nav is back. Nav and Metro Boomin, they got a song called Real Me. I don't know if you heard that.
I did not hear it yet, but they got chemistry though. They got chemistry.
You know what it's about? He said, when I come down from drugs, that's the real me. That's what the song is about.
So he's back on that.
He's back on
the self-titled Nav wave.
Have bothered me. The self-titled Nav wave. That's the Nav I like. That's the Nav I grew up enjoying.
Hey Nav, we needed you.
Nav had that.
I never wanted somebody on drugs so much.
It's so good. It's so good.
That sounds so bad.
And your boy Durkio, he's starting the album rollout for Deep Thoughts. He dropped a new song with Janae Aiko. I believe that one is called I forgot what it's called.
Bro, you gotta be prepared, man.
Check out Hey, do you know how many things
is
processing in my brain?
Bro, this is an ad. This is a segment.
All right.
What's up with you, man?
Hey, shut up and let me look.
Now, it doesn't even matter, man. Check out the new song, man.
Back.
You know what? By the time you know it'll be on the screen already. It's all good. It don't even matter.
Hey, just go.
You want to look so bad. You about to find it.
Because it's bothering me.
All right, cool. Well, let's move on to the other segment. Zero skips, the mother effing.
Hide it.
Huh?
Can't hide it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it's called.
Got it.
Can't hide it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
And Lil Durk. It's
we
an R&B
appreciate
song.
it.
It's actually a really good song.
Good song?
It's a good song. Yeah, it's a good song.
All right.
Durk be going 10-0 on first singles. Then the second one's awful.
Wait, hold on. Is this first single?
That's the first. I mean, technically, it's the first single.
This is from his album.
Yeah, from Deep Thoughts.
I believe album comes out next week. Well,
28. Yes, next. I think
on the 28th, correct?
Yeah, Nav comes out 28 too. Oh,
same day.
Oh God,
it's gonna be a long night for you, brother.
Oh God.
But yeah, man. On to the other topic, if you will. Bro, can I move on? Can I move on?
Sorry.
Are you good?
That Playboi Carti album,
Jesus
Christ.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to all the readers, man. It did very well on the site. It got
You can interrupt me for that.
Several thousand views. several thousand views. It's the highest rated album review we've done.
That's a fact.
In a while. So.
That's a fact. Matter of fact, if you didn't mention Playboi Carti, I'd have been pissed. But that's a good interruption.
Thank you. I knew you were like
Thank you for that. Yeah. What was the number, by the way? What is it at now in terms of views?
25K. So 25K for blogging is like 1 million views for YouTube. So,
y'all make sure, man. RGM, tap in ASAP. Let's get it. On to can I move on?
Yes,
is that cool?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. Zero skips. The mother effing playlist. Yo, shout out to the skip list folks. Shout out to all the artists who've made the playlist. We appreciate y'all for submitting to us as always. And of course, like this guy always says, I wait to the end, but I'm gonna say it now. It's in stores now, aka on Spotify, aka the best indie review playlist on the globe, curated by yours truly.
If it's in stores, what's the SKU? Tell me the SKU. So many skews.
That's proprietary information. I can't tell you, sir.
Skews.
You know what? Drake's not on it, so it don't matter.
So many skews. So many skews.
But no, guys, if you want to check out the playlist, link is in the description. If you want to be on the playlist, if you're an artist, send us a DM, get in contact with us, send us an email, and we'll evaluate your music and see if you can be on there or not. All right. It's really that simple, guys. Damn. Let's move on. Tell us what we going to talk about.
You want the topics?
Tell us what we going to talk about with Homeboy.
With Timbaland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Timbaland.
Give us a preview.
Timbaland recently said that nobody in the music industry moves the needle for him. He actually said that AI has more heart, essentially, than the artists that he sees today. Is Timbaland tripping, or is he onto something? We always talk about the hip hop game needing some heart. We talk about how stale it is. He also used the word bland. Like, is it gotten to a low point again? Has it gotten lower than the last low point? We'll talk about it.
I like that. I wanted you to talk about, because you found the topic. So
I'm definitely gonna talk about it.
No. I'm very, very curious to have that combo. But after, also on this episode, we're gonna talk about his Playboi Carti, a superstar. You know, we gave Playboi Carti so much love on the opening part of this episode. We talked about how much we liked the album. We talked about how many views it did on the website. But I think it's time, given the fact that the numbers are out. I believe it's official. I'm not sure if it is, but I think he sold like 250K first week.
He's at 302.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Oh, he went up. All right, bet. That's what's up.
Official. So
300 plus K. Is he a superstar by the numbers? Is he a superstar by the music? What is your opinion on that? We're going to actually debate that out, and I feel like we're not going to agree. So that's going to be a good one. We're not going to agree. But first, we got to talk about Kanye West, guys. Just slightly. But not really. Because actually, I was scrolling on Twitter, as I do periodically. I'm on a little sabbatical right now, but it don't matter. Because whether you open the app every hour, whether you open the app every week, the first tweet, you can almost book it on your For You page, is going to be Kanye West saying something outlandish, right? So I'm sure I didn't say nothing groundbreaking. Y'all feel me on that. But I will say this. He had one productive tweet, just one. And it was him saying that there are 12 rap goats. And he listed them out. I'm not going to list them out. Y'all can go see the tweet. Matter of fact, we're going to put it up on the screen for y'all watching on YouTube. But there was a couple notable names like LL Cool J. We got Nas. He talked about Jay-Z. He mentioned Drake. You know, he mentioned a few names that I think are obvious, right? But it got me to thinking. And I was like, man, you and I have never talked about, and we stay away from this, I think, on purpose, just because it's not like a dope, it's very repetitive. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, who's your top 5 in rap? Like, come on, that's like the most drawn out fucking topic you could possibly have on a podcast. So we usually stay away from it, but I think it's time to tackle it. Okay. But not the top 5. I think let's make it even harder. Let's talk about who are the Mount Rushmore rappers. Mount Rushmore includes what, 4 faces? Mm-hmm. So with this particular topic, we got to talk about who are our 4 Mount Rushmore rappers. But in that list, you have to include all the eras of rap. It can't just be the 2000s rappers. It can't just be the 2010s rap. It can't be everybody from the 90s. It has to truly encompass everyone who has made I would say, an impact and has left a real mark. You get what I mean? Because and I can go first because I've been thinking about this. Go ahead. So we all know hip hop started in what, 73 or something like that, 75 or so.
Hip hop,
back in the Sugar Hill Gang era.
Rock it to your thing, bang, boogie to up
but
jumps, the boogie,
you know what? Obviously, you and I, we're not old enough to have been there when folks were getting off their. Folks like Run DMC was making an impact. Mm-hmm. Folks like even LL Cool J was like outside with it. Mm-hmm. However, we're old enough to have done our history to some extent. And so with that being said, the first name I'm going to throw in my Mount Rushmore list is LL Cool J. LL Cool J is 100% on my Mount Rushmore of hip-hop for many reasons. Number one, he's a trailblazer. He created the name GOAT. He's also a I talked on the last episode about rappers doing this whole juxtaposition, meaning they look a certain way, but they're giving you a different message in the music. And you think about LL Cool J, he's one of the first rappers to be able to give you girl records, but even early on can do the hardcore, what was considered hardcore at the time, like I'm gonna knock you out, like all this other stuff, right? He was hardcore with it. LL Cool J 100% trailblazed in the early phases of hip hop, going into the Rakim era and all that other stuff. So I got to give LL props. I know that's not a sexy name, pause to say. LL Cool J deserves credit in hip hop history. Number 2, Jay-Z. Jay-Z, 100% to me, he has stayed the test of time from a discography standpoint. What he did in the 90s with the Reasonable Doubt era, what he was able to transition into the 2000s. Think about Jay-Z, he's lasted multiple decades, continuously remaining influential. You think about all the people who have said that they're his GOAT, or he's their GOAT rather. Lil Wayne has talked about it. Drake has talked about it. There's people in this era who still revere Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop, period. And that's not even talking about the business side of things, which that's different. If I want to add that in there, we gonna elevate him even higher. But I think Jay-Z 100% is number 2. Okay. Number 3, Kanye West. Kanye West. You and I had a whole discussion, which we disagreed. We said, yo, if aliens popped up on this planet, what is one album you would actually give to somebody, an alien rather, for them to get their hands on the culture and for them to learn what it is this hip hop thing? Bro, think about what Kanye West has done. And forget this crazy guy now. We not even on Kanye crazy. We talking about music. Kanye West is a sampling god. He's sampled old school music. He's made it relevant in present day. He still remains relevant musically when he decides to drop. And think about how many people he's impacted and influenced musically speaking. I think when it's all said and done, Kanye West should be on the Mount Rushmore hip hop if it wasn't for all this crazy shit he's been talking about recently. We just talking about music, guys. I want to be clear. And 4th, it has to be Lil Wayne to me. It has to be Lil Wayne. I debated about this. I'm not going to lie. I went back and forth. I went Lil Wayne, I went Future. But I decided to stay on Lil Wayne because I said, nah. Wayne was a child star. Wayne was part of the early 2000s Manny Fresh Hot Boys era. He got another wind in his career, mixtape side. Then he did Carter 3, selling a million albums. You look at his influence with Young Thug, Future. The list goes on. There's still people who give off a Wayne aesthetic still to this day. Wayne is 100% to me a pillar on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Damn.
Those are my 4 guys.
So you got Wayne.
I got Wayne, Jay, and LL Cool J.
Wow, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta give LL props, bro. What you think?
I don't know about that.
Give me your list. Who you got?
So I look at it differently. When I think of Mount Rushmore, it's not necessarily that they're the best, but it's impact, right? It's influential. It's polarizing. So my list is actually kind of different than yours. So one of the first people I can think of, because let me preface my comments by saying this. I'm gonna name people that when they were at their peak, it was like, man, this is all I can think of. Like when they were at their peak, I can't think of another rapper. This is the first rapper I can think of when they were at their peak in that time frame. And for me, when I was young, when I was about 7, 8, Tupac. Tupac. I just think about when I was 8, how many rappers do you remember? And Tupac was the one that stood above all those rappers. I remember him for the thug life that he brought, his carefree attitude, his poetry. Tupac absolutely added to hip hop, and he was one of the first people that I can say, yo, that is Tupac when I was young. So Tupac is up there. Eminem. I think as much as Eminem is not my favorite rapper, we always
remember
talk about
you can only
Eminem.
pick 4. I just want to be clear on that.
I know.
Okay,
4.
cool.
Eminem's not. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I listen to Eminem every day, and Eminem is my favorite rapper ever.
Yeah.
But you know what? When Eminem was popping, man, Eminem was popping, and Eminem was just so polarizing. Eminem was a public figure that was just so important to just culture, period. When you think of rapper in the like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s era, I think just Eminem was a guy that just, made so much of an impact. So Eminem is there. Another person is 50 Cent to me. 50 Cent.
Ooh.
The impact 50 Cent had once again in hip hop. I know Eminem was Aftermath and Slim Shady Records or whatever. But 50 Cent took what Eminem did and helped with Eminem's help to create this megastar hip hop guy who transcended hip hop. Was just a polarizing figure. He's in a walk of fame, isn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He's
in
a walk of fame.
Like
his movement in hip hop was so important. Was he the best rapper ever? I don't think so. But that was a number one guy. Like even when Jay-Z was at his peak, Jay-Z was dropping Black Album and stuff. 50 Cent was more popular than him. 50 Cent was bigger than him. So I gotta put 50 Cent because I have not seen much of a movement like 50 Cent. And my last person is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is a very late entry, but Kendrick Lamar, specifically what Kendrick Lamar has done from 2024/2025, we are going to remember this as the greatest year for a hip-hop artist. Now, the typical person will be like, what? Hell no. There's plenty of people who had better years than Kendrick Lamar. Name me a person who performed at the Super Bowl by himself. Well, SZA. It was him and SZA. But come on. SZA was there for like 5 minutes. He performed at the Super Bowl 1 week. The week before, won 5 Grammys for a diss record. Was being referenced by everybody on this planet for the diss records that he did. Did a concert that was highly successful. And now dropped an album, GNX, that is being referenced all over the place. Kendrick Lamar has entered, in my opinion, polarizing figure status. And when people look back at it, they're going to realize how important he is to hip hop. In years later, they're going to realize how important he was to hip hop. So those are my 4. Tupac,
like that.
Kendrick, Eminem, 50 Cent, you can probably maybe substitute 50 Cent for Lil Wayne or something. But those 3, Tupac, Eminem, Kendrick, those 3 for sure for me.
All right, bet. I mean, look, we'll let you guys decide because I think with this combo, everybody has different criteria, and that'll determine who's on their list. For me, I put way too much stock because, by the way, before I say anything, everybody on this list, or who's even in consideration, is successful, and they reached heights of heights.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't even a question about a bum getting on this list. No, we know anybody. No,
I was close to putting MC Hammer on that list because MC Hammer was the very first rapper that I was like,
come on,
wow, MC Hammer is cool.
Did you hear what I said? Mount Rushmore. Do you know what Mount Rushmore means?
MC Hammer sold 10 million records.
Pioneer.
Yeah, like
still not Mount Rushmore.
Like I said, but Mount Rushmore is not. Who's on Mount Rushmore?
You mean like in the real world?
Yeah, the real world. Lincoln.
I don't know, man. No.
It's not like
you
don't know exactly.
But my point is but my actual point is I think everybody has different criteria.
Yes.
For why they would elevate for people. For me, for me personally, my criteria, I put more stock on influence. Musical. How many kids do you have as a rapper out here? That to me is like that trumps a lot of stuff for me.
That's yours.
Yeah, that's me. That's what I put above a lot.
Mine's is who can I remember when I was younger, like each phase of my life. Who can I remember like as like I idolized or I looked up to and was like, yo, wow, this person's a mega star hip hop. Not necessarily the best. Tupac, come on, you go to Nigeria, people know who Tupac is.
100%. No, I'm not even.
You go anywhere in the world, they know who Eminem is.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not mad at the Tupac pick. I'm not mad at
You
who's
go-
the fourth one?
Eminem,
Who's the fourth one?
Kendrick.
Kendrick was actually honorable mention.
It's
I was
like-
gonna Kendrick
it's
to
like
me deserves a nomination.
These are like,
I would disagree on the 51.
yeah, that's what I said. 50.
I would
50,
disagree on the
you
51.
You can flip. You can
You
flip
know,
50.
M had a crazy
but
run.
M
Has kids
M
out here.
He
50 does.
50 does too. 50,
Not
50
really.
has kids too.
And I was the biggest 50
50
Cent
50
fan.
has kids.
Actually, maybe I was one of them.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, you did.
I was a G unit, right?
Yeah, you were a G unit. Next topic. You want
Yeah.
me to do the Timberland one, or you want me to do the other one?
Not the second one.
All right, the second one.
Yeah.
Playboi Carti. Playboy. As you know, Playboi Carti dropped music. It's actually called music. It's not called I Am Music. What the hell happened with that? What was that? Can somebody explain that to me? I still don't understand.
By the way, I'm yet to get an explanation.
Somebody give me an explanation.
Yo,
What
why
was
is
that?
Why is nobody talking about it?
What was it? Oh, now it's
seriously.
called music. He dropped music.
Very bizarre.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah.
He dropped music. And
He dropped music.
he dropped music.
He dropped
It's
new
so
music.
stupid, right? He dropped
He
music.
dropped music. Yeah, go
And we
ahead.
talked about music, and music was great. But I'm not exactly sure I knew how successful music would be. I mean, all right, I'm just gonna say a couple things. I'm just gonna read. This is from RGM because we do news, right?
Please.
Music. First off, I'll say music debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. It's going to debut at number. I think it already did. 300K in its first week sales, right?
By the way, that's low.
300K.
I don't know why I was thinking it would be closer to 4, bro. When I heard he did 150 in pre-sale, 150K pre-sale, sales.
Yeah.
Before the album drop, I'm like, damn, this guy can get to 4 maybe.
Well, here's the thing.
Interesting.
I'm glad you said that. Because when you compare Playboi Carti's numbers to other people's numbers, so Kendrick Lamar, GNX dropped. It had 325K.
Okay.
In his first week. So he did not get close, but he was close to it.
He's in the
He was
ballpark.
really close.
He's in the ballpark.
GNX was 325. The Weeknd, Hurry Up Tomorrow was 426K. So I didn't think he was gonna catch the Weeknd.
Hey, Gunna beat the Weeknd that one time.
In 1998. Party Next Door and Drake. Some Sexy Songs for You was 246K.
Yeah.
So he beat them. So it's like middle of the pack. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, like when you compare it to those heavyweights, like he boded well. That was one. There was another whopping record that he shattered. He had 139.3 million first day streams, which made it the 7th biggest debut in streaming history. Do you know the names that he's with in that to do that? He ranks alongside icons like Adele, Beyonce, Drake, and Taylor Swift. Those are the only people to reach numbers like that in first day streams. So that's the second thing I'm going to bring up. The last thing I'm going to bring up is the fact that all of his songs ranked on the Billboard charts.
I did see that.
Now, you're like, all of his songs ranked? Okay, whatever. 30. He dropped 30 songs on the album. All of them ranked. Only 2 people have done that.
Hey, look, listen.
Taylor Swift and Morgan Wallen.
Thank you for the numbers.
So
This is good. This is good insight.
Yes.
I don't know how many people even know this. That's good to
I don't
know.
think people know how successful he was.
Before we get into this discussion, shout out to ASAP Rocky because he signed Playboi Carti. Playboi Carti is signed through ASAP's AWGE label. I don't know how many people know that, but when people see ASAP Rocky with Rihanna, a lot of people are like, yo, why she with this lackey? Why she with this dude that ain't on her level? Yo, I don't think people understand like the boss moves from a label standpoint that even ASAP Rocky has put himself in, but I digress. I just want to put that out. And people don't even know that. What was the question though? Is he a superstar? Like, what's the question?
So based on everything that I just mentioned, is he a superstar? Is he a megastar? Or is this like some kind of an anomaly that we're just like, okay, he ain't gonna do it again? Like,
Look.
what is Playboi Carti
Look,
in the grand scheme of things?
Look. Here's the thing. I saw people slightly talking about this, but I don't know if people are having this full blown discussion. Maybe it's too early. Maybe this is a discussion among the kids, but rather I think it deserves a discussion nonetheless. He's a superstar. Ain't no two ways about it. I understand
Superstar.
when he raps, you don't know what he's saying. I get it, guys. Trust me. You know this is, bro, I never felt bad for a company the more I felt the way I felt bad for Genius when that album dropped. Do you know how many typos and just inaccuracies they had in his lyrics?
Yeah.
Bro, I was watching, I pulled up the lyrics to about half the album, and I was comparing lyrics from Genius and other platforms. Like, bro, they got that wrong. Come on, stop it. You guys don't know what the hell he said. So he's not audible in most of the time, but I'm gonna be real with you. Playboi Carti is 1,000% a superstar by the definition of this generation. You got to think about it, right?
Okay.
We got to stop. I think the issue is when we have this discussion about superstars, a lot of people think about the legacy acts like Michael Jackson. Oh, man, Michael Jackson performed at the Super Bowl.
That's a megastar. That's a megastar.
Which word are we using in the discussion?
This
Which
is
one
a
we doing?
superstar. There's two differences.
Fair enough.
Megastar, superstar.
All right, bet. Cool. I don't think people delineate those words the way we do.
Okay.
I don't think people do that.
Delineating it now.
I don't know if they do that.
Okay.
But my point is when we have people, because people think superstar, so they immediately start comparing that word. What you mean Playboi Carti's like Michael Jackson? He ain't going to be performing at the Super Bowl. He ain't going to be doing all the stuff that such and such did back in the day with
That's why there's layers.
Cool.
Megastar.
I think Playboi Carti's a superstar. I think the first day streams tell the story. I think the way he toyed with the culture, he had the culture by the fingertip. He was playing Geppetto with the release date. He had streamers ready to pass out and crash out on him. F the streamers though, because that's just one segment of the internet. You think about like all the accolades, the Billboard numbers. Did you hear them names that you mentioned to me? Like
Taylor Swift,
bro. Did you
Morgan
hear
Wallen.
that?
There was also another.
Do people hear what you just said?
There was also another statistic. They
Come
said
on.
that the day that the album came out, he was the most streamed artist in the world.
Bruh.
In the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
Listen.
Yes.
Playboi Carti is a superstar by the definition of a superstar. And it doesn't matter that you may not enjoy his music, and that's fine. I think there's a lot of people, you're well within your right to not like the music. It's cool. But I think he's a superstar. I think he has the attention. He has the demand for it. He has the cultural element aspect of it to be deemed as a superstar. And more importantly, he's gone pop without actually having to do it the more traditional route.
Okay.
You think about what Drake did on his last album where he had the song Die Trying. He has no Kia. These are like traditional pop crossover type things that people do. Carti don't got to do that, which gives him a little bit more, I think, power in this whole superstar realm. So I'm going to say, yeah, he's a superstar.
Superstar.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
Well.
Not a megastar.
Let me play devil's. No, hell no, he's not a megastar. Let me play devil's advocate here, right? Because I do believe he's a superstar, but let me play devil's advocate here.
By the way, I wanted to play devil's advocate.
I'll
imagine maybe go first
because you can win any way you want.
It's cool.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So, before the album came out, I actually took the liberty of doing two things. I did a Playboi Carti's top 3 albums.
Okay.
Top 4 albums or whatever. I think it's 4 now. And his top 5 songs, right?
Okay.
I was surprised at how hard it was to find 5 unadulterated, inarguable top 5 songs by Playboi Carti. So, for me, think about it. Magnolia. All right. Magnolia, top 5 for sure. Woke Up Like Me, top 5.
Woke Up Like This?
Woke Up Like This. Top 5 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets a little iffy, right? There's Sky, right? I tossed Sky in there. There's the other song he did with Uzi Vert, Shada. I think it was Shooter. That's what it's called, I think. But I'm like, yo, I actually had a very difficult time naming 5 like inarguable, great Playboi Carti hits.
Mhm.
Now ask me what's top 5 Michael Jackson or Michael Jackson's
Here you
Michael
go.
Jackson's a megastar. All right, fine.
Here you go.
5
You did exactly what-
Ti, 5 Ti, 5 Ti songs.
Okay.
You know, I can name no matter what. What's the song with Wyclef? Like there's multiple people where I can name 5 songs on like clearly. So my question is, can you consider somebody a superstar if you really can't name 5 unadulterated hits from their catalog? 5 inarguable hits from their catalog.
You know what? I'm glad you forced me.
Like-
I'm glad you forced me in this
Like,
this side because
You know what I mean?
now I want to fight
But
for.
that's reasonable. Listen,
now I want to fight
that's
for.
a reasonable question, right?
I'm Playboi Carti's lawyer right now.
Okay.
I'm playing
All
his
right,
lawyer
cool.
for him being a superstar.
All right.
Okay? First thing I have to say is, why? By the way, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name, if you can't name 5 unadulterated songs from the person, how can they be a superstar? I think that's what you said.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Well, I think first off, we got to break that down because that question assumes that I mean literally you, who's asking the question,
Yes.
are the end all be all among his catalog. Let's be real. Me personally, I don't listen to Olivia Rodrigo. I don't listen to Ariana Grande. I can't name you 5 Ariana Grande songs. Me, I'm just saying me.
Yeah, but you're a hip hop fan.
But no. I'm a music fan. I'm a music
Okay.
fan, but my point is we all have our own interests in what we listen to.
You're not listening to. You're not listening to Olivia Rodrigo.
I understand that.
You're listening to Playboi
I'm
Carti.
making the point.
You've heard all his albums.
I understand that. I'm making
So-
the point to simply say, just because you, the person who's asking the question, can't name 5 songs, that does not mean the person's not a superstar in the world.
But a super.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You don't represent the world. That's my point.
I agree. I don't represent the world. However, if you even asked, what did those songs chart on the Billboard charts? How many number 1 hits does Playboi Carti have? How many songs by Playboi Carti have you heard on at CVS?
But see, that's
Or
but,
have you heard on the radio?
but once again,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I got you,
guys.
And by the way,
I think he's a superstar, but
and
I'm
by
playing
the
devil's
way-
advocate
and by the
because
way-
I don't want to be superstar.
No.
I don't want to agree right now.
No, that's
Go
good.
ahead.
No, these are good questions. I'm here to dispel that. And I think, by the way, I wanted to bring up something because this actually maybe is a topic for a different day. But man, I was watching the reaction to Carti's album the day it dropped, and I was just with my popcorn, just like, damn, man, this is interesting, because I found a lot of people who did not enjoy the album say, man, I'm too over this shit.
I saw it. I didn't like that. Man, damn, that should have been a topic.
Didn't I just say this probably a topic for a different
That
day?
should have been a topic.
I don't want to go deep. I don't want to do a
Yeah,
deep
but-
dive on it, but it's just I'm bringing that up just to simply say that's my problem with people in music. We all be acting like our opinion and what we think of this person who we don't understand represents who they are in the real world, their cultural impact. So my point is, Playboi Carti is impacting the culture in ways that you can't measure by traditional standards. You can't measure by the way it was measured before.
That's not a cop out to you.
No, it's
not
actually a
how I see
legit like definition or explanation as to why Playboi Carti is who he is. You got to think about that.
You see what I don't like. This is what I don't like that you're doing.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Don't
talk
like
to
it.
me. Let's extend it just a little bit.
You're watering down. You're watering down the criteria, the qualifications it takes to be a superstar.
See,
not everybody's a superstar.
By the way, okay,
and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna make this rule.
Okay,
I can't name these songs, but who are you? If
all
you're
right.
a superstar, dude, like you know what?
Let me
NBA. We always do NBA, right?
All right,
always
bet.
do NBA, right?
Cool.
I don't have to be a basketball. I don't have to be. Okay, how about baseball? I don't watch baseball.
No, let's stick to basketball. We
no,
both like
let's do
basketball.
baseball because I don't watch baseball that much, right?
Okay, fine.
I don't have to be a hardcore baseball fan to look at Juan Soto to say that guy's nice.
Sure.
That guy's a superstar baseball player.
Got it.
I don't have to be a baseball aficionado to be able to look at Bryce Harper and say this guy is ridiculously good.
Okay.
You know what? Those are superstar baseball players.
Got
it
it
sticks out at it shows.
I understand.
Right?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So with Playboi Carti, if I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
like I consume hip hop music a lot.
Okay.
I consume it a lot.
Got it.
And in the past, I've noticed 21 Savage. I can name a couple songs by him. I can name a couple songs by Dirk. I can name a couple songs by NBA Youngboy. And I'm telling you, I'm struggling to name 5 like straight up hits by Playboi Carti. You can't just sit here and say, "Oh well, who are you? You don't make the rules for a superstar."
No,
I am heavily consumed.
By the way,
and I shouldn't be able to.
Can I respond?
No. But go ahead. Sorry.
At any point, is that cool?
Go ahead.
Look, what I'm saying is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
On the last episode, we talked about bangers
Mm-hmm.
and what that word means. I'm here to try to tell you that what we define as a hit and all this other stuff that we measure people as impactful, you cannot use the same measurements that we used 50 years ago or 30, 40. Okay. You know, people who are in the pop realm and use it towards what these younger folks have been able to do. I'm trying to make that point. So just because you can't name those 5 songs or whatever, I bet you people who consuming stuff, which are hundreds of millions of people on social media, I bet you they can. You know how many sounds people are using of his on TikTok and on Instagram and on
influence is one thing.
I'm just saying, like we gotta stop acting like the measurement remains the same over the years. It's not the same.
Right? Several people are influential, but listen, like I said, I think Playboi Carti is a superstar because you know, like you always say, it's based on what is your criteria for a superstar?
Yeah, that's the most important
conversation. My criteria
conversation.
is different from yours. My criteria for a superstar, I looked at those numbers. I brought up those numbers for a reason. Those are numbers that are putting you in elite categories.
Doesn't that tell the
right?
story off rip?
He's a superstar to me. But I wouldn't be mad if somebody was like, I can barely name 5 songs. That's the name of the game. What we wanna complicate this thing so badly just so you can throw people into these categories that they don't fit in. We want to complicate things so badly. But the name of the game is how many songs do you know by this person and how many songs are these mainstream songs if you want to be a superstar. Like, I wouldn't be mad if somebody said that. No, listen, I'm with you.
I wouldn't either. But what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't either. But for the person who says that, my response to them would be very simple. It would be, okay, you can't name the songs like you're saying. Did you ever think that you may not be the way in which you measure impact isn't the same or isn't the only measurement of success and impact in 2025? Did you ever figure that out? Did you think that far? Or is it only, I can't name the song, so he's not a superstar? No, that's not the only measurement. It's not. I'm sorry.
Superstar, bro.
He's a superstar. You named the numbers. Playboi Carti is a superstar.
You're acting like that. Because I can't name the song, so you must be. Yes, that's actually a big deal to people. That is actually a really.
I'm not
big
saying
deal.
it's not. I'm just saying
you don't water superstar. I'm telling you, you're using the word superstar. Superstar.
So let me ask you something.
Are you kidding me?
Every album Playboi Carti has dropped, he's had cultural moments with certain songs.
Honestly, I'll be real with you.
Am I right or wrong with that?
I'll be completely real with you.
Am I right or wrong with that?
I'm about to answer you. I'll be completely real with you. Like, a whole lot of Red, I don't have a single song saved from that album. Period.
Okay.
I don't have many songs saved from Dialect. I have 2 songs saved from Playboi Carti. I like that album. I like the album. I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I don't have songs saved.
Well, I do.
All right,
about half of it.
Playboi Carti's first debut album. I have Magnolia and I have Woke Up Like This. That's it, right, bro? This last album that he dropped. That's why I think. How about this? He became a superstar after this album to me. This last album that he dropped, I saved.
Guess what?
Maybe like 15 songs.
And guess what? Right? And guess what? we're having this discussion after he dropped the album. If we had this discussion
before
after
this
the
album,
answer would be no. He's not a
after
superstar.
This album he dropped.
It would be no
superstar after this album.
And by the way, even though the answer would still be no, if we had this discussion before music drop, I am music, whatever you want to call it. I dare ask somebody who pays attention to the pop world and the numbers. Can you name 5 Playboi Carti songs from the new album? Not you. People. I'm just the casual. Because people care so much about the casuals because that's like the true representation of who's really popping, right?
Yeah.
I do not believe the casuals would still be able to name 5 songs from this new Playboi Carti album. I'll be honest with you.
Backdoor.
I don't think they'd be able to. Maybe they might name all the Kendrick records.
Fine-ish.
Maybe.
I know that.
The Weeknd song,
I know
maybe?
pop out, but Evil Jordan, K-pop.
Evil Jordan,
Let's keep it going,
shit, bro.
Dog, Evil Jordan's nice.
Evil Jordan,
you gotta play this album right.
I need to hear that.
I
song.
can play this whole album and be okay.
Evil
with
Jordan's hard, bro.
Next topic. I'm gonna take this topic because I don't want that.
Let's get it.
Timbaland. You know Timbaland, right? Timbaland is regarded to some as the greatest producer, hip hop producer of all time. For people that are going to hear this comment by Timbaland, you know, put Moxie on the camera when I say this. Listen to me when I say Timbaland for people that don't know, for all the kids that are probably just hearing the name Timberland, who the hell is this old man?
They're like, yo, the shoe?
Who's this old man? Timber.
Wait, why are you talking about shoes on a music podcast?
He spelled Timberland wrong, right? Timberland is responsible for a lot of people's careers. Hall of Famers, Missy Elliot, Aaliyah, Ginuine. He did a lot of work with Jay-Z, especially around like the Blueprint era. Timbaland helped Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake was at his peak when Timbaland was helping him, and a myriad of people. So Timbaland ain't no slouch. So what Timbaland said, though, I think is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Talking to Victor Oladipo, I guess Victor Oladipo has a podcast called The Inner Court. Timbaland called today's music bland and boring, and admitted that there's no current person that moves the needle for him. He then said AI is the only thing that has a pure soul. Ooh, that's harsh, ain't it? That's harsh. So,
yikes.
Is there some truth to what Timbaland is saying? Like, do you think that music today is bland? Do you think music is boring? I know you're one of those people that actually defend today's music. Like, how do you feel about his comments just in general?
I mean, look, much respect to Timbaland. Timbo's the king, as he likes to say, as one of his
Timbo
tags.
the king.
You know what I'm saying? Timbo the king, bro. Timbo is the king, man. Shout out to, and by the way, shout out to all these OGs that are voicing their opinion. I like that. I like the JDs who be talking, you know, they be on the internet like giving their opinion. I like they're creating discourse, very needed. I'm telling you, it's very needed. And I like what Timbo said. But but I also cringe sometimes when I hear these OGs talking because they be sounding like some get off my lawn type people. I'm be real with you. Like, I think at a certain point, kind of going back to that discussion I said earlier, I think there's a lot of people who consume music who feel like, man, you know, because I don't understand it, then there ain't nothing good out here. Ain't nothing good out here because it ain't resonating with me. So that means everything out here ain't just trash. There ain't nobody moving the needle. Do you know how disrespectful that is to the people who are out here busting their ass and are actually moving the needle? It's disrespect. Now, I don't think he meant it that way. I think pretty sure he's just giving his opinion. It's Timbo. He deserves the right to give his opinion, right? But you mean to tell me Tyler, the Creator's not moving the needle?
Oh.
I mean, you mean to tell me Kendrick Lamar's not moving the needle?
Preach, brother, preach. Yeah.
I could keep going. Like, and I know what people mean when they say it. I know what people mean when they say that things are bland, and he's right to a certain extent. I just feel like that narrative is tired and it's a little old now. It's
Oh.
old, bro.
When you start whispering, dog, like
It's an old narrative, bro.
soul, brother.
Because it makes me feel like, yo, they're not really listening to what's going on right now. They're not. I think they're a little out of touch. Now, with that being said, I'll give him a little bit of credit because I can agree with him on one point, which is yes, I do believe there is an element of a little bit of formulaicness. You know, you're not really seeing the superstars, the next generation of superstars come out of hip hop. We've been talking about that on this podcast for a little minute now. I've already said for God knows how long, I'm gonna say it again. I believe the future of hip hop, meaning the next generation of hip hop, went away when XXX Tentacion was killed, when Juice WRLD passed away, when Pop Smoke died. We done lost a lot of the dudes that I believe would have been the superstars of now, to where Timbaland would have probably not said that, in my opinion. And so while if he's talking about that, cool, I'll give him that credit. But I do think there's still superstars out here. There's still people moving the needle. I think you just have to choose to see it.
Stop
Period.
saying superstars. Stop.
You know what I mean? I said move the needle. There's people moving the needle. I
fine. You
literally
said
ended on
superstars.
people moving the
Okay.
needle. There are still people moving the needle,
Superstars.
and that's a fact.
Okay. All right.
And I named them.
Okay.
And I could keep going.
Okay. Keep
But
going.
I don't feel like it. That's not the point.
Drake.
Drake will move the needle now?
Of course he does. Drake moves the needle. Of course.
Cole?
Of course.
They don't move the needle?
Cole moves the needle whenever he drops. He moves the needle.
Thank you.
Kendrick, maybe Big Sean moves the needle.
He don't move the needle no more.
He doesn't move the needle.
Nah,
Well,
nah.
I think
He did.
I
But
think
not now.
Timbaland is more so referring to like the newer generation. I guess the young guys coming up. I mean, think about how spoiled Timbaland's culture to what Timbaland came from. Like, you know, matter of fact, let's even go back. Like, forget just what music. Do you know nothing is the same. Nothing is the same.
You mean that's like a Drake
to,
album?
We need to tell ourselves that get out of this nostalgic period that we keep thinking. Like, think about it. Let me ask you something right now. Just a quiz. I'm gonna quiz you guys too.
Talk to me.
Let me ask you something. Is the NBA the same from the 90s?
Is it the same?
Is it the same today? Like, would you say the NBA is better today than it was in the 90s?
I would say the players are better.
Players are better.
Yeah, 100%.
But is the product better?
Yes, overall, because the players are better.
I think the product,
I think
the
because
NBA
the
product is better than what it was
because
in the 90s.
the players are better, the product is better.
Okay, so all right, let me ask you.
Period.
Do you like NBA today compared to the NBA back then?
No,
Okay.
because it was
what
more
I was-
nostalgic.
Okay.
There was more rivalries.
Thank you.
A lot
Right.
of more. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Fine.
Movies. Do you like movies today more than you like the movies from back then?
Of course not.
No, right. TV shows. Do you like the TV shows today more than you like the TV shows
Hey,
back
look,
then?
you might have a. This is a tough one because when you say back then, I don't know what you mean, but I'm gonna be real with you.
90s. Martin Simpson.
Sitcoms. You're specifically talking about sitcoms because there's a lot of TV series now.
Fine.
There's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay, fine. You might be one of the people. This TV. Okay, one. Do you think fashion is better today than it was yesterday?
Probably not because everything recycles and it keeps going back.
Okay.
Everyone keeps.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Everyone keeps talking about the 90s and everybody dressing in 90s swag.
My
But yeah.
point of this test is to say nobody likes anything today if you grew up on like 90s culture, right? Or 2000s culture. Everything felt better yesterday, right? Timbaland is, you know, when Timbaland was coming up, do you know the new artists that were on the rise when Timbaland was coming up? Do you know the new artists? Brandy.
What year was this?
90s. Brandy.
Oh yeah.
Monica. I'm talking about these were the young artists.
Right.
Brandy and
They're
Monica
like
were like
15, 16. Yeah, 15, 16.
Usher.
Yep.
Like, you look at these guys and you're just like, this is talent. Destiny's Child. Like, it was like so obvious. These are like young, talented people. I don't think it's that obvious these days. And a lot of these people don't get into the game until they get to like 19, 20. But like what Timbaland was seeing back then is not what you see today. You got to look a little harder. You gotta do a little more research. What I love about today, everybody wants to bash about the artists today and music today. What I do love about the culture in music today is that before an artist even pops, people already know like everything about that artist. You know what I'm saying? Like they already know where they're from, where they started, all the shows they've done. Like people do hardcore research on an artist before they pop. I actually think that's dope.
Yep.
But you know, like music is, like you said, music is just consumed differently. It's just consumed differently.
I agree. And so that means if we're relating this to the combo we just had, then you agree with what I'm saying about
I agree. I agree.
And how the measurements are different.
I agree. But you said superstar. I didn't say superstar.
All right, fine. We're gonna debate on debate on words all day. You know, one thing and the last thing I'll say on this topic is when these guys, specifically these legendary producers and industry people, you know, they talk, man, they all kind of say the same thing. Right? And they're pointing to a lack of talent. They're pointing to
lack of talent.
I swear, that's what they be talking. They be talking about that.
Yeah,
they be talking about these dudes is not talented of these days.
Trippie Redd said that.
Thank you. And a lot of them always hang on the idea that I hear this too much. There's no more artist development. There's no such thing as like crafting an artist, like all around image. The image, the dancing, the presence when you go do media, how do you even market a guy like or girl from the ground up? These guys come from that. They come from that. And so I think when they're speaking, they're just simply realizing that like, yo, this is a different world. Like a lot of these people out here, they blew up 2 weeks ago and now they viral and they popping.
It's hard
and
to
they don't
market.
That's the thing.
It's hard to market.
They don't respect it.
I think music in general, like a lot of people don't realize. Listen, if there's anybody that can talk about today's music, is me, because I listen to essentially everything that comes out. Right. One thing that I've noticed about music today is music there is way more unique than it was in the 90s. Nobody will
talk about it.
Nobody will ever tell you that.
Talk about it.
Most of the songs that come out are conscious. They're
what?
Conscious records, like they're conscious. Like
no, I know what it means, but
yeah.
what do you mean most? What are you talking
most
about?
of the songs like has to do with like thought-provoking music like that comes out. Like for instance, Wale just came out with a song. It's
Okay.
thought-provoking.
Sure.
That's his first single in a while, right?
Got it.
Nav just came out with a song called Real Me. He's talking about when my drugs go down, that's when you see the real me.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, everything he drops is pretty much thought-provoking.
Sure.
Right? So there's a lot more thought-provoking music. There's a lot more conscious music that's being brought out. People are actually going left field with the way that they're creating music these days. And all these people, it's bland, it's boring. Yeah, because you don't want to take the time to actually consume and understand the type of music that is being brought out. It's like all conscious stuff. So, I mean, not all.
I'm not going that far.
A lot of it.
I'm
a
not
lot of
rolling
it is
with none of that,
a lot of the mainstream stuff that I listen to is conscious stuff. Like real talk. Like,
well, that's you, but that's not. I mean, when you say a lot of it,
I mean,
I don't
a
agree with
lot
that
of
at
it.
all.
A lot of it.
But it's cool. We ain't got debate.
A lot of it. I mean, even look at I mean, Playboi Carti, that wasn't conscious.
Like dog,
you look at Future
like, dog,
and stuff.
what are you talking about? Like half of hip hop, most of hip hop is not conscious. Like on the mainstream, most of it.
I didn't say mainstream. I said
but
the stuff that's coming out.
Well,
like,
but you gotta think about it. Like when Timberland speaks, I would assume. I don't know because we would have to talk to him to know where that comment comes. I'm assuming he's talking about. He's not seeing the talent, what you're talking about bubble to the top enough.
What they're pushing, exactly.
I think that's what he's
what
referring
they're pushing, which has nothing to do with the artist. That has to do with what people want to hear, and they want to hear
and
that
the
stuff,
labels and
right?
business
and the labels
and whatnot.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, a good chunk of the stuff that I'm hearing from people is conscious.
There's definitely a lot of it. I ain't gonna debate that.
Yeah,
at
a
all.
good chunk.
There's a lot of it, man.
So I mean, look at Denzel Curry. I don't. It's probably a bad example, but
Bro,
Denzel Curry is
love
super
Denzel Curry,
conscious. Like, there's a lot of conscious dudes out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever.
No, I mean, I think to wrap it up, man, I think that a lot of these OGs, man, while they get a lot of respect, and as they should, they're legends in the game, man. People are gonna remember Timbaland for the next 20 years. Like he's always gonna be one of them producers, industry wide. I think that I just disagree with him 100%. I disagree with him because I feel like a lot of these OGs, they're not paying enough attention. I just truly believe that. I think they're looking at what they don't like versus paying attention to the stuff that does vibe with what they rock with and seeing it bubble to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think a lot of these dudes be speaking out of negativity, but that's just my opinion.
Everybody wants what they want.
Yeah.
But, you know,
but I see where he's coming from.
You have to kind of meet in the middle.
I see where he's coming from, though.
Stuff,
Disagree, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Timberland, though, man. With that, man, we reached the end of the episode. Shout out to everybody who made it this far. And shout out to Moxie, our new producer. Shout out to Moxie, man. We might have to get her on the next episode.
Yes, we have to.
Should we do that?
Yes.
Let's do that, man.
We need somebody to control you.
Thanks. No thanks. But, yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. And as always, if you're giving advice, just make sure that thing is ill.
Yes, sir.